Let's look at some of the math operations. We're gonna see you have the plus, minus, division, multiplication, and the last one is remainder, which in some textbooks you're gonna see as mod, MOD. Okay, so remainder pretty much gives you that the remainder of a long division. So for example, you have something like 3 mod 2. Okay, so the operation will be like 2 divided by 3. So if it's 1, and then here you have 2 minus 3 minus 2 is 1. Okay, so the answer to that one will be this value, remainder, here. Okay. So how can you can use this? Let's say that you want to figure out the number of coins that you have. Okay. So let's say you have 130 cents. Well, let's do 140 cents. Okay. So one thing you can do to get the number of bills of $1 bills. Okay. So the number of $1 bills, you will take the integer of 140 divided by 100. Okay, and you know that that's going to give you the number of $1 bills. Now, to get the number of cents remaining, okay, you can do it several ways. You can take 140 minus 100, okay, or you can take the remainder. You can do 140 mod 100, okay, and that should give you 40 cents. Then to get the number of quarters, okay, the number of quarters, okay, you can do integer, and then you can do 40 divided by 25. That will give you that you have 1/4. But then you have to find out the number of cents remaining after that, right? So number of cents that are remaining will be uh, 40 mod 25. Okay? So technically, it will fit. You will have 25 cents, and then after that, you will have 15 more cents. Okay? So that's the answer to that. And then you have to find the number of dimes. So the number of dimes will be 15 divided by 10, the integer of that. So that will be 1. So you will have 1 dime. And then the number of cents remaining will be 15 mod 10, which is 5. And then at the end, number of nickels okay, will be 5 divided by 5, which is 1. And pretty much we will stop here, right? If we have done 141 cents or 142 cents, we'll have a much better example because then we have some cents remaining. So technically, you can program this, right? So if you go and say new class, and then we go like dollar or money example, and then I go here. Let's try with numbers that we tried. So I'm gonna set that integer number of cents is equal to 100. Let's do 143 then. That way we can then have a better example. So here you will get the total number of bills. Okay. So I'm just gonna start with saying that this is integer $1 bills is equal to the number of cents, okay, divided by 100. Okay, and let's print that. Quantity of $1 bills, and then let's put here equal to, and then let's just add a string saying that is this value, $1 bill. Okay. And then we just run that, and let's double check. What is that $1 bill? This one. So that works. Now we get the number of cents remaining. Let me just put here cents remaining. So let's go here and say that the integer remainder after bill, let me say after big calculation, just to make sure that we know what we're doing. That will be the number of cents mod 100. Okay. And notice how I always try my program, right? So here I'm just gonna check. I'm just gonna put a print statement. I just copy pasting right now. So this is a check, and then I'm just gonna print that value. I'm not using this value, but I just wanna make sure that I'm getting the right number. I notice how I do not write the whole program. I just try every single time. So I'm just gonna write, and you see I have 43 cents remaining. So that works. So I'm just gonna comment this. Okay. Now with the cents that are remaining, I need to find out the total number of quarters. So I'm just gonna copy paste stuff. Right, so I don't have to rewrite everything. So I'm just gonna copy this line because I know it pretty much works the same. So now here is total number of quarters, right? If you really understand your program, then you should be able to do this. So now number of quarters. Okay, I'm just gonna change my variable now, and then that will be equal to the cents that are remaining. Okay, so remainder after my bit calculation. So I'm just gonna change this variable here. But now let's just gonna divide this by 25. Okay. So the quantity of quarters is just gonna be the number of quarters, which is gonna be this value. I should have 1 quarter, right? So let's just try that. Quantity of quarters, 1. Perfect. So it works the way I want it to. I just put a space here. Now I need to find out the number of cents remaining after that. Remaining. Typing is important. So I'm just gonna get this guy, and now I'm just gonna copy paste it here because it's the same calculation. So it's remaining after quarters calculation. So now remaining after quarter, right? So you're gonna change this variable to quarter calculation is the remainder after my bill calculation. Okay? But now mod 25. Okay. Now it's just gonna check. I should have uh, 15 cents left. Right. So I'm just gonna paste this in here. Okay. In the video, you can slow down and take a look at this. So now I'm just printing how many cents I have after I take out my bill and after I take out my quarter. I have 18 cents, which is perfect, right? It's not the same example. Remember, I changed from 140 to 143. Before it was 15 cents, now it's 18 cents. So it works great. I'm just gonna comment my check. I don't need it. Now I need to find the total number of dimes, right? So I'm just gonna take this piece of code. Okay. And then just gonna get it here. So now I'm gonna change to the total number of dimes. And then my integer number of dimes, okay, will be the number of cents remaining after my quarter calculation. Well, now mod 10. Now divided by 10. Okay. So quantity of dimes is gonna be the number of dimes. Right? So let's get it here. Then let me print this. So I should have 1 dime. Perfect. Now I need to find out how many cents are left after my dime. Right, so you can see the pattern. I'm just gonna finish it. So I'm just gonna get the cents remaining after dime calculation. In the textbook, you have a different example dealing with time, pretty similar. So cents after dimes calculation. So remainder after dimes. So this is the okay. Let me see. Remainder after my bill calculation. So this is the remainder after my quarter calculation. Right? So I need to get this guy. And notice how I keep all my variables pretty much the same. That way I know. And then notice how I keep trying and checking that everything works the way I want it to. Okay, and then let me do my check. Let me print it and let me run. Okay, so there's something wrong. I shouldn't have 18 cents left. Okay, so you guys can see what's going on. I need to change my mark, right? See, copy paste. Every time that you copy paste, you check everything. So I'm doing this the same way I would attack a problem. And you can see that I check every single time. I got another error. What's going on? Now I need to change this, right? So here I just printed the same value. So after my times calculation, now I should get an 8. Now it works, right? Notice how I try and I stop. I don't do the whole program and then try to troubleshoot. I troubleshoot as I go to make sure that every single step is taken carefully, right? It's like walking and just going step by step and looking at the floor. Same deal. Now that I have my cents, I will do quarters. So now I'm gonna go a little more aggressive. I know that I'm copy pasting. Well, let me just go baby steps. So now we need nickels. So I go here, and then total number of nickels. Okay, so number of nickels. I just changing my variables. Now that I have my group on nickels. So this is the remainder after dimes calculation. And divide this by 5. Okay, that will tell me the number of nickels. And then quantity of nickels is equal to number of nickels here. Okay, so that should give me also 1 nickel. Okay. Now, cents remaining after that calculation, I should get a 3 there, right? Cents remaining after nickels calculation. And then remainder after, so here you will get your remainder after nickels. Okay, let's just call it number of nickels now. So technically I should total number of nickels. No, now it's cents. So total number of cents. Well, cents after, so the remainder after the nickels calculation, basically that gives me the number of cents. Okay, so remainder after, so let's just call this number of cents. Let me put my O cap, right, to follow convention. And then this is remainder after nickels calculation, mod 5. Okay. So that will give me the number of cents. So I just gonna copy this line. Quantity of cents. And then I'm just gonna print this value. I think I'm using the same variable. I'm gonna say here after nickels calculation, and then I'm using the same, so I'm just gonna put here 2. Okay, there you go. Okay, let me see what is wrong here. Okay, so yeah, I just made some changes here. So pretty quick, I didn't do much. So so now that I get the number of nickels, right, getting the remainder after my dimes calculation, I need to get the number of cents after my nickels calculation. So I get that remainder, mod 5. Okay, so that will tell me then the number of cents. Okay, so just try with different numbers and then try to go through the math of this until you get the hang of it. Okay, but that's pretty much how you will get the hang of working with SunTech. One thing that you can do is that instead of compiling and changing this number here, then you can create a scanner object, right? So you can say scanner input is equal to new scanner system dot in, okay, and then pretty much goes here and say now ask the user, okay, enter the number of nickels of cents, sorry. Okay. And then here you will have instead of your integer number of cents, you can then put here input dot next thing. Right? Here we're missing, oh, we got the scanner, so we're good. Okay, so now when you run this, then you can just try any amount. It will tell you that you have 3 bills, no quarters, 1 dime, 1 nickel, and 3 cents. Let's try again. 5 bills, 2 quarters, 1 dime, and 2 cents. Right? So hopefully this helps. Right? So just see if you can replicate this application and see how it works for you.